right, we've opened up the webinar. We should have attendees begin to start filling in. I want to welcome you as you're getting in today. I want to welcome everybody as they're jumping in this morning. We're going to get started just momentarily. I want to give everybody a minute to make sure they get in. It's great to be able to use technology to get together and talk about the future. It's what we like to do. There's been a lot of comments and maybe some tendencies in the previous 6 weeks about a little bit of panic, a little bit of, our worlds of most of us, it's been turned upside down, whether in our work or business. But you get through that, you take a deep breath and you say, all right, here are new circumstances. How can I be successful? How can we be successful? How can we be healthy at home? How can we grow our business during this time? And so technology obviously takes a front seat in that. And so we're excited to share this webinar with you today. I've got a great speaker that another one of our team members, Ryan Jones, is going to introduce in a minute. I'll say it's a part of a series we're calling Business as Unusual. And I don't think anybody would argue with that. That's the time that we're in. And so we've hosted a series of webinars. I'll share the website at the end where you can find all the previous recordings of past webinars and see what's coming up. A lot of great ones coming up. This one I'm excited today, called Grow with YouTube, with someone who has done it. And so that's where we like to do is pull in our partners and entrepreneurs in the region that can speak to the success of it and just talk about their experiences with it and things they've learned. So little process housekeeping for today. Restrooms, I don't know, they're in your house, wherever you are. You know where that's at. You don't need my help there. Q&A though, if you've got questions, there's a tab down at the bottom. You just click that Q&A box. If you've got a question, type it in there as we're going along, and we'll do our best to answer it after the presentation. Once questions are in there, you'll be able to upvote it, give it a thumbs up, or you can comment on it. Maybe somebody else in the group has an answer to a question. You want to take a stab at answering it, go for it. We'd love to have everybody's input and participation as much as we can. There is a chat feature if you want to send a chat just as a panelist or to the entire group. You can use chat. It's not the best place for questions. If you could get those in Q&A, that would be the best. If you want to share resources, do that in the chat function. We're also streaming live on YouTube, so you'll be able to find this on SOAR's YouTube channel following the presentation today. So I think that's it. At the end, if we've taken care of all the written questions, then if we've got time, we're going to go an hour. We'll be finished up at 2 o'clock. Well, I've got a feature. If you raise your hand, I can let you talk. And so just raise your hand at the end if we have time, and I'll give you the opportunity to unmute yourself. And if you want to provide a comment or question, that would be great. So I'm going to let Ryan Jones, he's director of SOAR Innovation on our team. SOAR has got what we call a blueprint for the future of Appalachia. It's got 7 primary goals: build down broadband connectivity, entrepreneurship, 21st century workforce. Ryan really leads our team's effort in implementing that third goal that's built around entrepreneurship and the digital economy. We just think connectivity brings a whole new scale of economic opportunity and innovation and entrepreneurship in rural communities. And so he leads a team of business innovation champions across the region that are helping new entrepreneurs do that work, and also kind of build a culture of startups and say, it's actually a cool thing to do, and it's we can be successful right here. So Ryan Jones, appreciate you being on today. If you want to kick us off.
Thanks, Jared. Before I introduce Ryan Hall, I want to give a shout out to our Business and Innovation Champion, Jeffrey Justice, that's on the line. He is based here in Pikeville, but he has some counties surrounding him that he covers as well, working directly with startups and entrepreneurs. This is not how we plan the next few months to be deploying this type of program virtually, but we're glad that we have the technology and broadband to be able to do that here in Eastern Kentucky. I will say that we do have, and Jared mentioned this, a team of innovation champions. We have 5 of them spread without our 54 county footprint in Appalachia, Kentucky that are here to assist you, whether it be some of the recovery funds that are available and some of the new funds that are getting ready to be released, reimagining your strategy, and helping your business pivot during these unprecedented times. So today, it's my pleasure to introduce you a YouTube celebrity based in Pikeville, Kentucky. We latched on to his story, I guess, probably a year ago. Ryan Hall, he's located here in Pikeville. He owns Hall Enterprises, the Mountain Vape Store, also Prime Peak. Did I say that right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's right.
And also launched a new apparel company called Yonder, which is getting a lot of traction on social media. You've probably seen some ads go out in the last few weeks. But it's my pleasure to introduce you, Ryan Hall, YouTube celeb from right here in Pikeville. I didn't mention Hall Enterprises. Hall Enterprises, a new digital media marketing company here in Pikeville as well, assisting you with your social media strategies and digital presence. So Ryan, you've got it.
All right. Thank you. First of all, thank you guys so much for giving everybody this opportunity. You guys have been great during this time. All these little webinars you've been doing, it's awesome. For anybody who doesn't know me, that was a good introduction. But once again, my name is Ryan Hall. I was asked to speak on this subject matter because I use YouTube to grow a business. We had a small, I think you mentioned Mountain Vapors. We had a small retail business here in Pikeville. It was doing like $20,000 or $30,000 a month in revenue, and just solely on the back of YouTube, pretty much. We turned that into a national business that's doing, way more than that now. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and I think that I've done a decent little job with this presentation to kind of convey how you can do it too for your business, and not just with one business. As Ryan was saying, a lot of other businesses have sparked on the outside of this stream that is YouTube. The YouTube channel has carried us along in a lot of different ways. So let's get started with it. Basically, everything I'm going to go over here, I'm going to talk about 5 steps or 5 different ways you can grow with YouTube. Just start. You got to choose a style. You got to learn how to get views. You got to learn how to monetize your content. And also, once you get there, you got to learn how to outsource the parts that you're not good at, or the parts that take too much of your time. So to start growing with YouTube, what do you got to do? Well, you got to start making YouTube videos. That's the first step. And in order to get started making YouTube videos, you just got to start. There's a lot of people out there who the one thing that stops them from making that first YouTube video is they think, oh, well, I'm not good enough at it, or I might not, convey my message correctly. And that's okay, because at first you will suck at it. Anybody who has a big following on YouTube, or any big following at all, if they're successful at anything, usually in the beginning, they weren't. You got to start from somewhere. So your first video, your second video, your 5th video probably won't be the best masterpiece in the world, but the ball has to get started rolling somewhere, and that you got to get started. When I go back and watch my first videos, it's super awkward. And if you are going to make videos too, you'll see the same thing after you're about a year into it or something like that. There's no excuses. To make a YouTube video, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood production. You can use your smartphone, any smartphone that was made since the year of 2015, to create stunning video content. You might need a computer. You can edit on your phone, but a computer's nice to have, and you got to have time. Smartphone and a little bit of time is all it takes to start promoting your business, or the products that you're trying to sell, or the services that you're trying to get out to people. That's all you need to get that going on YouTube. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to write scripts. It helps, if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to overthink it. That's the beauty of YouTube. People go to YouTube to connect with people and to get real life advice, and just see real stuff. They don't care if you've got CGI effects, or even if the video is edited well at all, to be honest. So the second step after you've started making YouTube videos, the second step is you've got to choose your style of content. Now, I've got 5 main styles here. There's a lot of different stuff you can do on YouTube, but the 5 main styles I have highlighted here is, first of all, vlogging. That's what I do. Vlogging is similar to blogging, where you just take multiple aspects of your life, or one big aspect of your life, and you blog about it through video. So it's pretty up close and personal. It doesn't work for every business. It doesn't work for everybody's lifestyle. But in my opinion, that's the best way to connect with people is vlogging. And that's what I do on my YouTube channel. Number 2 is really good for places that sell or create products, tangible products, unboxing / product reviews. I'm sure everybody's seen those on YouTube. If you have a product, or if you sell products through like a third-party vendor, if you're the first to get that product, or if you've got a really interesting take on how the product works, or if people trust your opinion on it, make a video unboxing and doing a review. A lot of channels have, on YouTube, that's how they started, and that's what grew them to 1 million or 2 million or 3 million subscribers, and they grew a big business on the back of that. So, and it doesn't have to be cell phones. It doesn't have to be big products. If you sell something as obscure, I can't even think of anything, but if you sell something that anybody is interested in at all, you can be the person that unboxes and reviews them online. And if you get that little niche following, that'll be really good. The third style is educational / tutorials. I think, if you provide a service or something like that, this might be good for you. I think of Dave Ramsey on YouTube. Some of you may have heard of him. He does a lot of like financial educational videos, and that all leads back to his business. And you can also do comedy skits. This is a big one right now, especially right now during what we're going through. A lot of people are sitting at home right now, and there's just not enough content to consume. It doesn't exist. People have finished Netflix, so they're looking for other things to consume. If you can take somebody in your company or yourself or in your organization that's really passionate about entertaining or doing comedy skits or something, and you can make it relate back to your business and you can put that on YouTube, that's amazing right now. And there's a lot of people that do that. They've grown a business where they sell t-shirts or, whatever product it is that they've got to offer. And the whole thing is run off the back of these comedy skits that they post online. That's a big one right now. And then number 5 is animation. If you're not comfortable being on camera, and if you have the ability to do it, I really like animation. It's something that where you can do all of this through an animation style. If you can draw, or if you have somebody in your team that can draw, you can do educational videos, comedy videos, and vlogging and all that through animated style videos. So those are the 5 main styles. Pick one of those, and then you got to learn how to get views. So it's really important to understand that getting views on YouTube is not easy. It's pretty hard. And you've got to think of it like this. When you upload a YouTube video, it could be the best video in the world. This is your first YouTube video, you've got no subscribers. You filmed the best video in the world. Your message is great. The editing is great. You delivered great in the video. You upload that to YouTube and nobody's going to watch it because nobody cares about you or your videos. It sounds pretty harsh, but that's just the way YouTube works. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how good your video is, or how impactful it is in the beginning when you upload your first one. So how do you get to a place to where that isn't the case? You have to trick the algorithm at first. Now, whenever I say in the beginning, nobody cares about you or your videos, obviously I'm being a little bold there. There are a few people. You've got friends and family you can share this video to. You've got current customers and current people in your organization that you can share this video to. Do that in the beginning. The first 1,000 views that you get on YouTube are the most important views you will ever get on YouTube. You have to trick the algorithm into thinking that people do care about you and your videos, so that they promote your videos to other people who otherwise wouldn't have ever known about your videos. And the way you do that is you get more subscribers. Number 1, that's a very, very important thing. And you do this by sharing this on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere where you have a current following, an email list, customer list, anything like that. Something that I did that a lot of people who have over 500,000 subscribers also did in the beginning is you go to YouTube and you search for content related to your niche on YouTube. And then you sort by new. And what this does is it'll show every video that's being made by somebody else in your niche. And it'll say like, this one was made 59 minutes ago. This one was made 2 hours ago, et cetera, et cetera. Click on those videos, actually watch them. You might learn something. There might be somebody out there who's doing something that you could, pick up on for your business. Actually watch the videos, leave a comment on the video. Do not be spammy. Don't be like, hey, go check out my channel. It's way better than yours. Leave a comment on the video that has to do with something that you saw in the video because you actually watched it. And then, mention something that sparked your interest, and then subscribe to them if you actually want to, and comment on their content often. What this does is this puts you in front of people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in, or interested in the products that you're selling. And they're also more than likely going to be small content creators because you're looking at their videos that they posted 59 minutes ago, and you're looking at videos, 99% of videos that are posted to YouTube don't get over like 300 views. So they're going to see that you commented. They're going to say, wow, somebody in Pikeville, Kentucky commented on my video about my custom cat food that I made. That's insane. I cannot believe that, there's somebody out there interested in this. I've got to check them out. So they're going to click on your profile and they're going to go look at what you've got to offer. And maybe they're really interested in what you're saying as well. So that's how you build a small following in the beginning. And, obviously it's impossible to do that all the way until you have 10,000 subscribers or something. You're not going to get that far that way, but this gets the ball rolling on getting people to go to your channel so that YouTube thinks that this is just something that people are loving and they want to get it out to more people. That's part of tricking the algorithm. Get more watch time. You really want people to watch a lot of your video. If you have a 10-minute long video and most people only watch 2 minutes of it, YouTube's going to stop promoting your video to new people. Make content that's interesting, present a problem at the beginning, and allude to the possibility of giving a solution at the end. If you edit your videos, personally, I like jump cuts and quick cuts. Not everybody likes that, but I think that they're pretty useful. It helps keep people's attention, I believe, especially if you're talking about something that is, takes a long time to get your message across or something like that, or if you have to pause and think, or if you if you do that, if you do the jump cuts, and even if you switch up the camera angles every once in a while, it just, it makes watching the video so much easier, and it gets your message across better. And put the most entertaining or engaging parts of the video at the beginning of your video. That's really important. So if you got a 10-minute long video, once again, and about 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, something really cool happened, or something really engaging or visually appealing happens, put that at the beginning of the video so that when somebody watches, they click your video, that's the first thing they see. And then your intro rolls and the video actually starts. They'll be interested. They'll want to see what happened to lead up to the clip that you just showed. You want to get more comments. This is a really overrated or underrated way of tricking the YouTube algorithm. You want to get more comments on your videos. YouTube really wants to promote the community aspect of their platform. So if you've got people talking to each other in your comment section and you're talking to them, that's good. They'll be happy with you. Ask a question in your video and ask people to answer it in the comments. That's a good way of getting more comments. Purposely create a situation that people will comment on. Sometimes in my videos, I'll put a little sticky note on the wall behind me that says, comment if you can see this. Sometimes I'll get 100 comments just from that. Or if people are used to seeing a certain surrounding around me in my videos, I'll change something a little bit. And it's just little stuff like that to get the conversation started in your comment section. Another really important thing is to respond to your comments. If somebody leaves a comment on your video, respond to them. Every response that you give increases the total amount of comments on the YouTube video. Your responses count in the algorithm. So if 50 people leave a comment and you respond to all of them, now you've got 100 comments. And if you started a conversation with some of your viewers, you're talking about, a lot more than that. So that's a really important thing. Now you're being promoted. So you've made your first video or your first couple of videos. They may have not have been great, but you've got a small little following now. You've got your friends and family on board. You've got your current customers on board, people in your organization, people that are close to you on board. And you've also reached out to a bunch of people and got a few subscribers from the method where I was talking about commenting on other people's videos. So now whenever you post a new video, some people do care about you and your videos, and they're going to go watch it. And YouTube is promoting you to new people. This is where you can really start to grow your business with YouTube. The most important thing at this point is going to be your title and thumbnail. So once you're making these YouTube videos and once you've got everything down there, YouTube's going to be putting the thumbnails and your videos in front of random strangers. You've seen it. You've been browsing YouTube, and on the recommended side, there's a bunch of videos you've never seen before. When you get to that position, you're competing with hundreds of thousands of other people who are uploading videos. Your title, your thumbnail has to be really eye-catching. It has to be really interesting, and the title has to make sense. And it can't be what's called clickbait. The title and thumbnail have to do with what your video is actually about. But you can increase the color, you can increase the brightness, the saturation. You can take the most important part of the video and make that your title. And that'll help you out a lot. So this here is a bad title and thumbnail. In this video, I went to a vape shop and I bought too many things, and it was my 17th vlog. Everything that I just said is true, but that doesn't need to be the title of the video. Literally, I went to a vape shop and bought too many things, vlog 17. Nobody cares that it's my 17th vlog. Literally nobody. And, you know, I went to a vape shop and bought too many things. It's not, you know, that's not a very interesting, you know, title. Sure, I'm sure that a lot of people have done that. So what do you do to spruce this up a little bit? A good title and thumbnail. Now, this is interesting. I spent $1,000 in a vape shop. That's insane, right? We've got one of my employees that went down there with me holding a big wad of cash. You see this on your recommended. Even if you're not interested in the actual subject matter of the video, you're probably going to click, because like, what does that even look like? You know? So we took something kind of interesting that we did, and we kind of expanded on that in the title and the thumbnail. And this video got 1.3 million views in like a couple weeks after we posted it. So if I would have made the title the bad version, it probably wouldn't have got 3 views. You know what I mean? So title and thumbnail makes all the difference. This video got 1.3 million. This video got 2.3 million views. Something I've noticed is thumbnails where your face is in it and you're looking at the camera and you're showing some sort of emotion with your face almost increases your viewership by tenfold. There's something about, like, people look for faces. It's like we're programmed to be that way. And if you're on a big grid of thumbnails and you're competing for people's attention, if you're the one that's like grabbing it the most with your face and you're conveying some sort of emotion, you're likely to win. This video got 750,000 views. This one got 4.2 million views, and it goes against everything I just said. I don't know. I still don't know why this one got so many views, but I tried it again. It's a similar concept. I didn't remake the video. It's a similar concept with this thumbnail, and it got 2.1 million views in a much shorter amount of time. And it looks like this video will actually surpass the first one that I showed you. So adding the face and the colors and stuff really helped. And the point of this part is I kind of recreated this video is recreate and reinvent content that works. This is really important. Once YouTube is promoting you to people, once you're getting out there in front of people, once you're starting to get views and stuff, recreate and reinvent content that works. There's nothing wrong with if you upload 10 videos, 9 of them get 50 views, but 1 of them got 1,000. Figure out what about that video was so special and remake it. Don't copy and paste. That's not what you want to do. That makes your channel look bad. But do it in a different way. Do it with different products like I did. Do it with a slightly different title and thumbnail like I did. Do that and do that until you figure out a a certain portion of the style of content that you make that people want to watch, recreate, and reinvent. And now if your videos start getting a lot of views, especially from strangers who don't know you, get ready for the hate comments. It's just something I wanted to throw in here because it happens. Even if you've just got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, there's going to be some people trying to put you down. Then you're going to want to monetize your content. This is a very important thing, especially if you're trying to grow your business with YouTube. The way we did it was with an online store. So we started our own online store, I think in January of 2017, I think. And we used the YouTube channel to drive traffic to that website. And we started doing the unboxing videos and my vlogs and stuff like that, and the educational videos on the products that we're talking about. And it worked. A lot of people, there's a lot of places where you can buy similar products to what we sell on the internet, but people went to us because they knew us personally. You know, when you watch somebody who uploads 200 videos a year and they show their daily life, it feels like you really know them. And I feel like I really know the people that watch my videos. It's like we're a community together, but there's 600,000 people rather than just the 6,000 people here in Pikeville. This allows you to go above and beyond what a brick and mortar store can do. Now our e-commerce store gets about 150,000 to 250,000 visits per month just from YouTube. We get, you know, traffic from Google and stuff too, but literally just from doing the YouTube videos, almost 250,000 people a month, unique people, go visit our website. You couldn't do that with anything else, I don't think. And if you did it with paid ads, it would cost you an arm and a leg, literally. So it's important to take any of the money that you generate from YouTube and reinvest it back into your business. So this is an online store, or if you monetize your videos on YouTube. I didn't really talk about that a lot, but another way to make money for your business on YouTube is YouTube allows you to monetize your videos. It's really iffy. I can't give you a lot of information on that because it's so, you know, it's up and down. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes if you're a channel that makes, you know, 1,000 views or 2,000 views per video, you can get a decent stream of revenue from just YouTube. But sometimes that's not the case, and nobody knows why. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but it is another way that you can make money from YouTube. Number 5, the 5th step, or the 5th thing I want to talk about when it comes to making your own YouTube channel and trying to grow your business with it, is to eventually outsource. If this becomes something that really works for you, if you're getting a lot of views, if you're actually, you know, if you made an online store and you're driving traffic to it and everything's working, you need to spend more time focusing on your YouTube videos or a certain portion of your business that maybe you don't have time to edit anymore. Maybe you don't have time to set up your lighting and do the camera stuff anymore. Maybe it's time to start outsourcing that stuff to other people. Only focus on the things that you're good at. If you're really good at being on camera and communicating with people, do that. If you're not good at editing, don't waste your energy on it, especially if it's helping your business grow. Outsource that to somebody on your team. You can hire somebody. Same thing with making thumbnails. If Photoshop isn't your genre of what you want to be doing with your time, because it does take a whole lot of time, get somebody to do your thumbnails for you. All this is very important if you want to maintain the energy that it takes to entertain or educate thousands of people a week. So you can hire from within your company. You can do it yourself. You can outsource to. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and you can also use our company, Hall Enterprises. Is something that we do. We edit videos. We make thumbnails. We do social media marketing, all that stuff. So if that's something that you want to do, we offer that service. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for this, guys.
Awesome, Ryan. Really appreciate it. It looks like we've got a question. I think Jeffrey may have sent Rodney a message directly, but the question was, if you don't mind to answer it, in starting out, what is the ideal time length to get people to watch the entire video?
Well, there's a couple different things to think about there, and YouTube's algorithm is ever changing. So what I say today may be different next week. And what worked 3 months ago doesn't work today. But generally 10 minutes long that's about how long you want to make your YouTube video. People don't go to YouTube to watch movies or short films. I mean, sometimes they do, but most of the time a 10-minute long video is what YouTube wants. And then you want people to watch at least 35% of the video or more, ideally 50% of the video or more. If you can get people to watch 35% of a 10-minute long video, YouTube will promote it. So 10 minutes, that's what I would shoot for. Videos that are too short, YouTube tends to like push them aside because YouTube is very interested in getting people to stay on their website for as long as possible. So if your video is 10 minutes long and YouTube can put 2 ads on there instead of 1, your video is more valuable to them. So 10 minutes is what I would go for.
Another question from Lynn says, how do you get started with the business side of everything like taxes and write-offs, etc.? I think it's probably an interesting question. It sounds like getting to the heart of, I as an individual could start a YouTube channel and then I start making money. Should it be funneled through some LLC, or, we should probably incorporate and have a company to track it all, because it is a business. But maybe you can speak to that a little bit, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. If you start with a YouTube channel and then you start making money from that without already having a business in the first place, you definitely want to incorporate. You definitely want to have an LLC. And the way that you can do that, I mean, there's a lot of different ways. I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff. You reach out for help. But I would definitely recommend, having everything incorporated. And I think you have to once you start doing so much revenue on YouTube per month, or once you reach the threshold where they actually start sending you checks, in order for it to make sense for you personally on your taxes, you want to have like a Schedule C where they send it to your business instead of them sending it to you and then filling out a 1099.
We got another question in the chat box. As far as video tags go, how do you go about choosing them, and how expansive does that list need to be?
Video tags, it can be as long as you can get it to be. So the only thing that video tags do is it helps people find you in search results. Now, whenever YouTube is organizing how search results are going to pop up, video tags are about 10th on that list of about 12 things. So tags are important, but the most important thing is to make sure that the keywords, the ideas that you're trying to convey through your video, are in the title or the thumbnail or both. Now, if your video is about cats, yeah, all day long, do cats, kittens, funny, love cats, do all the tags that you want. But the most important thing is to have the word cats and maybe a picture of the cats in the thumbnail. Tags, I don't put tags in my videos. I never have, not once. And I've gotten, 100 million views. So do tags, especially if you've got a small niche following, or like a small thing that you're trying to promote to a small group of people, because it'll help you get on the search list a little bit more. But like just as many as you can think of. People don't see that. It just helps YouTube decide where to put your video in the search results.
No other written questions right now. If you've got written questions, dump those in here. We'll answer them as you can, preferably in the Q&A box, and we'll get to those if anybody else has another question. Also, if anybody's got a comment or a question you'd like to share, you want to raise your hand, we'll unmute you, and we can get some discussion going.
Ryan, in your early days, how many videos did you make before the rocket ship sort of took off for you?
I think my situation is a little bit different than anybody else's. I got really lucky. My 4th video got 2 million views overnight. So like the first video I posted, nobody watched it except for like my mom and my sister. The second video I posted, maybe it got 10 views. The third one, like 100 maybe, because I shared it on Facebook and Instagram. but the fourth one I posted, the title and thumbnail, it was that one that got 4.2 million views that I showed in the presentation. Something about that was right for the time. I think the title was like $30 device versus $700 device. And it was around the time when those videos like $2 hot dog versus $100 hot dog were really big. So we got pushed into that part of YouTube where people were like really curious about that kind of stuff. And it blew up. I don't know of anybody else who's had that happen on their fourth video. So
Yeah,
we got really lucky on that.
Looks like we got a couple more questions that popped up. Rodney Cool asked on equipment, what do you suggest for a microphone that connects to iPhone?
Rode. We use Rode a lot. Now, if you're using your iPhone to make a video like this, like if you're holding it out like this and talking, you probably don't need a microphone, a separate microphone. But if you're wanting to like maybe put the microphone on you and then have the camera at a further distance or something, everything Rode makes is great. Their transceivers, their microphones and everything that they make, I think has at least adapters for, or they make a specific product specifically for the iPhone, RODE.
Yeah, those are great products. And I would say too, don't worry about getting a fancy microphone to keep you from starting making videos.
Exactly.
Got another question. I'm a co-owner of a CBD company. Does YouTube have any regulations regarding CBD?
It's weird right now. YouTube 3 months ago did have regulations saying that, you can't post content about CBD and promote the sale of it. You can make videos all day long, I believe, about CBD products and about how CBD has affected you personally. But I think that they have they say you can't make health claims, and you can't like have a link in your description that leads to a website that sells the products. Now that might sound discouraging, but I haven't been able to have links in my description for over a year and a half now, and I'm still driving people to my website. The way you do that is you talk, if you want to do a CBD channel, you use your knowledge, what you know about it. You make educational videos or you make funny videos, whatever you want to do, and you build your brand. You wear your shirt with your company name on it. You have your company name behind you. You talk about your business, your day-to-day, how everything's going. And eventually, after enough people see this, when they think, oh, I need to buy some CBD oil, your company will be the first one that they think of. And you don't have to have links in your description that automatically, gets people to go to your website. It's harder that way. It really is. But in some industries, YouTube, really locks you down. So.
Kevin Flores got a question. Is there any way to direct people to your videos from Google, optimize your YouTube channel? ?
It's just another one of those things where, as far as like Google search results go, it's the same exact thing as YouTube search results. The better your title, the better your thumbnail, the more relatable your video is to what somebody's searching for, and the more appealing it is for somebody to click on, the better you're going to appear on Google's, the actual Google search engine.
Question from Keith Green. What are some good strategies for when to release content, time of day, once a week, several times a week?
Right now, the general consensus is you want to post no more than once a day, about 5 times a week. Used to, it was advantageous to just post as much as possible because, like I was saying, YouTube wants people to be on their website as long as possible. And if you make good videos that, like if you can post 10 a day and everybody's going to watch those videos, YouTube wanted that. But they noticed that, a lot of people were turning that into like spam, and the quality of content on YouTube started to go down a little bit. So now the algorithm favors people who only post one video a day, about 10 minutes long, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer, and they only post 5 times a week or less. So once a day, 5 times a week. And time of day, it doesn't really matter. In my experience, I've uploaded videos at 3 a.m. I've uploaded videos at 1 p.m. Just whenever they're finished exporting, I usually upload them. And nothing is different usually for me. So that's, yeah.
We don't have any questions right now. I got one. Talk to me a little bit about, just as an entrepreneur, one of the things we talk a lot about with connectivity and technology that we have available is this mindset of where your customer is, and being in the entrepreneurship world for 10 years in Eastern Kentucky. So many times I get the question, what would go good in Pikeville, or what would go good in Prestonsburg if thinking about starting a business? Just think about your mindset. And once you got on YouTube and got those 2 million followers, I mean, you're running a business in a rural Eastern Kentucky with a population of 6,000, 7,000 people, in the largest town in a quarter of the state. Just talk about, as an entrepreneur, I mean, you're not thinking, man, I live in this small town, I can't grow a business.
Right.
Right. I mean, just talk about that a little bit and what that means to you, just in your work every day.
I know exactly what you're saying. And really our first business, the Mountain Vapors, for a very small startup business in Pikeville, Kentucky, we were doing really well. But even before the YouTube channel, we were happy with the way things were going. And we were, starting to think about, maybe we should put a shop in Hazard, or put a shop in Prestonsburg and all this stuff. And we did start to do that, but very quickly we realized that just through posting videos, which doesn't cost $100,000, by the way, like opening a shop does, just through posting videos, we can get more people than live in any of these towns to go to our website every single day. So we started, focusing on making more videos and making the website easier to navigate, and making sure that we had good relationships with vendors so we could have our prices be comparable to other websites that are doing the same thing as us. Once you get on that scale, your competition isn't down the road anymore. It's everybody, and it's the biggest companies. But it's another thing. We didn't have to do a race to the bottom and lower our prices as much as everybody else, because people trusted us. People trust us. Like they know us. To them, we are a local business to them, even if they're in California, because they see us every day, So
yeah. I was in a presentation once, and a guy was he called himself the pool guy. He installed pools for a living, and he talked about during the recession, that completely destroyed his business. And while he was down a little bit, they started doing some videos, some demonstrations of, what pool is the best, how to install a pool. And he was in all the videos, and it ended up, when the recession came back out, his business absolutely exploded. And what you just said was the point he hit home, was because they knew my face, they felt like they already knew me. They'd built a relationship with me.
Right.
There was this level of trust. And he said, it hit me the first time. He said, we built this online tool on our website. We have videos on our website on YouTube. And so this tool that they could price their own, somebody didn't have to come out anymore and sit down and go through all the numbers and options. You could price your own pool. And he said, so I went out to this house, and they called me, and I got out, and a little kid opened the door, and he said, when she opened the door, I'd never met these people in my life. She said, hey, it's Dave, the pool guy. I went and told her mom and dad. So they'd already watched the videos. They already trusted him. They knew him. And like he said, so I'm just saying, YouTube doesn't just have to be for a retail standpoint. Any business video just creates a depth of relationship that words and pictures can't do.
Absolutely. That's right. And it's so scalable, even more so than what you could possibly imagine. Like if you wanted here in Pikeville, if your passion was pickle flavored cupcakes, okay, it's a ridiculous example, right? And you wanted to create a store where you sold pickle flavored cupcakes, maybe one other person in Pikeville would come to your store. But if you can figure out the YouTube thing and get in front of everybody who likes pickle flavored cupcakes, now you've got a huge customer base, and you don't have to worry about the limitations of your local area. So it's awesome.
It's crazy the business you've built. I mean, you've got how many employees now?
I don't know.
30
over 20. Yeah.
You got a warehouse. You've got people on your team that are doing video creation, content creation, graphic design. I mean, you're employing a whole different sector of people here, and it's just great to see that and the skills that your team has.
Yeah.
Got one question. How do you handle hate comments? That came from Michelle. You mentioned it a little bit, but
It's different for everybody. I think you just got to learn to, first of all, don't pay too much attention to them, and second of all, just see it as a sign of success. If somebody that I don't know takes the time out of their day to say something negative about me or my business, I'm doing something right to get that video in front of them in the first place. So the more hate comments, the better. That's what I say.
any other questions? All right, I think we may have this thing wrapped up. Ryan, we appreciate you, man. A lot of good content. Keep up the great work. Let's see, I'll share our website real quick, just so people can see where these are archived and find the other previous webinars that we've done. Again, we're calling this the Business as Unusual series. You can see that here. There's the future.org, business as unusual. You can just click the tab up here at the top. If you get to there's the future.org. These are upcoming events. We got a great refocus workshop coming up next week. That's just going to take 2 hours and walk you through the steps of pivoting your business. And if things have changed, we like to try to find the opportunities in these new in the changes. So great opportunity to just sit down, rethink what you're doing, what your business is, how you're going to come out of this. Below it are all the past events with links to the videos, PowerPoints, resources that were mentioned in all of those. A lot of great stuff there, from Google Analytics to leveraging social media. Lots of great partners from BitSource, Holler Creative, Mason, CDC, talking about if you're still operating a business, how to keep your employees healthy, and also dealing with the unemployment issue we've seen come along. Other links to resources, our partners. If you're doing something cool, we're telling stories. We got a pottery company down the Red River Gorge area that's launched an e-commerce website. They were built around the tourism industry. Our team helped connect them to resources, and they've now built an online website and working to get their pottery to the world. And so
I will say to that, Jared, the first day they launched their website, they received 18 orders. And all 18 orders were not from the Red River Gorge area. They were in other areas throughout the country.
I mean, that's incredible. We've all launched our first website, and I doubt very few of us got 18 orders the first day.
Not at all. So that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome story. So if you've got a company, you're doing those types of creative things, we want to tell people about it, because stories inspire people. And you're the inspiration for your neighbor. And so we want to share what you're doing. Let us know that by clicking this link, real short form. We got a team of champions, like Ryan said earlier, that work across the region. You can get to that link here, their email address, cell phone number. They're all working remotely. They're not going to try to come see you, but they will do a FaceTime with you or a Zoom call. And if they don't have the answer, they find it. That's their role. So we appreciate you. Thanks again, Ryan. Let me make sure there was no more questions. Nope, I don't see anything. So we're good. Guys, have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.